Hello, and thanks for joining us on another episode of Viewpoint. A lot of us must have been hearing about digital entrepreneurship, and I actually had to Google and research that word. What does it mean to be a digital entrepreneur in today's time? And with me in the studio talking about it, it's the Senior Special Assistant to the Governor on Youth Development and Digital Entrepreneurship. He's also the founder of Digipreneur Hub. Engineer Ifeanyi Aneago. So many thanks for being with us in the studio.
Thank you.
So let's start with the layman's question. Okay. What does digital entrepreneurship mean?
Okay, I think we'll just go back to what an entrepreneur is.
Okay.
Entrepreneur is someone who sees things differently, someone who looks for solutions to the challenges of the society. Mm-hmm. So if you're an entrepreneur and then you are dwelling in this space called entrepreneurship. Now, if you are applying digital skills or dwelling in digital space, that's when you're a digital entrepreneur. Okay. So digital entrepreneurship talks about the entrepreneurship that has to do with the digital space, digital skills. You understand? For example, for a layman to understand it, if you are doing any business online, or if you are using online to do your business, if you are using technology to do your business, if you are using innovation to do your business, so that is when you are a digitalpreneur. Okay. And at the same time, if you are a socialpreneur, because an entrepreneur is not necessarily those who make money. An entrepreneur also, it's not necessarily those who make money. Okay. An entrepreneur are anybody who sees solutions to the challenges in society. Mm-hmm. Now, if you add profit to providing the solutions, that's where you are a business entrepreneur. Okay. But you could also be someone who is helping in campaigns like cancer awareness, sickle cell awareness, and what have you. You're an entrepreneur because you are providing. Yes, you are a socialpreneur. Okay. So digital entrepreneur are those who are using digital skills to provide solutions to challenges of the society, or those who are providing the digital platform, or those who are also dwelling in the digital space. Okay. So we'll call them, instead of digital entrepreneur, we'll call them digipreneurs.
Like a short form
of it. So that's the idea about the digipreneur that people are hearing about.
Who can participate in it?
Everybody, the young, the old, male, female, educated, uneducated, the computer literate, those who are not, those who are school dropouts, those who are in school, even those who are working. It's something that is all-encompassing. In fact, is the best way of creating employment for the people, job opportunities for the people. So because even those who are working can use the digital entrepreneurship spaces, opportunities as an alternative source of income. Okay. So everybody is welcome, everybody can participate.
I love what you just said, because one of the major problems affecting the youth in Nigeria generally is not necessarily Anambra State, is that of unemployment. But for me, I also find it conflicting where you said it's not necessarily where they can make profit being a digitalpreneur, but it can also create jobs for people. So how do we marry this?
Just like when you have organizations, you have profit-making organizations and non-profit-making organizations. Okay. Both of them are making ends meet. Okay. Those who work in NGOs are still also paid. But what we're saying is about the idea. The platform is there to create opportunity. If you're a socialpreneur, those who are working with you as volunteers, of course, they don't go hungry. Okay. They are paid allowances, they get their money. So whichever way, people are effectively engaged. People have opportunities there. But just that the end point is that if you are doing this because you want to make it, because sometimes people run away from entrepreneurs thinking that they must be the wealthy guys in society. Mm-hmm. No. That's why I brought up the idea that it can be a socialpreneur. But whichever one you are doing, there is benefit. Either in cash, either in kind, either as profit, or probably the blessing that people get for doing what they are doing.
But at least it just keeps one gainfully employed. Digipreneur, how did you come up with that?
Well, I think kudos should go to the governor of Anambra State, who believes that we should run government to where the people contribute to the economy, not where government share money. And that is why we have the creative economy. He came to understand the creativity we have in Anambra State, because we live in the part of the world where we have the highest number of entrepreneurs. That's what we call the Igbo spirit.
Yes.
Do you understand? So he created an opportunity, and it's only in Anambra State in the whole Nigeria that we have an office for digital entrepreneurship, and a senior office for that matter. So, and then he added youth development to it. And the idea of that is to make sure that you don't arm the wrong people or people with the wrong mindset with digital skills, because that is the time we are now. So we have the office of youth development and digital entrepreneurship space. So we're like, how do we make this work? I started as an executive assistant of new media. Before the governor, when you have social media aid, what they do is just to take pictures, post on the internet, and abuse the opponents, what we call e-toggery.
Yes,
so when we came in, his interest is not to do that. His interest is to promote what the government is doing and create platforms for people to come closer to the government, to serve as a feedback magazine and a way of reaching out to the people. So it's in the course of doing that work that we understand that the digital space is so big that a lot of young people can actually be engaged through it. We can actually solve the issue of insecurity by creating jobs through that. We can actually solve a lot of problems we have by exposing young people to that. So the idea came up because the governor believes that young people we have around us can actually be very, fruitful if we engage their creativity.
Okay.
So he came up on that, and then I happened to be in the cyberspace. So we now came about, we now brought up the Digipreneur Hub, which focuses on creating awareness about the opportunities on the internet, giving our people the relevant training on self-development and then value orientation, and then arming them with digital tools. So that's what we have been doing.
No, let's take it one by one. Yeah. So giving our people the knowledge about the digital space.
Yes.
Creating self-awareness, you said.
Yes.
What does that mean? Like creating awareness about, first of all, the digital space before we talk about self-awareness.
Yeah, why awareness is very necessary is that the tools we need to become digitalpreneurs, a lot of persons are using it already. This phone, for example, is one of the tools.
Okay.
A lot of young people, students, for example, might not have money to eat, might not have food to eat, but they have data and they are playing around. So what the awareness does is to let them understand at the same time, the same data that you waste being on the internet, following celebrities and what have you, you can actually use it to do a lot of things that will give you money and give you good faith.
Okay.
Also, awareness is there to let people understand that social media is not what just comes and goes. It's an era.
It's here to stay.
Coming with this opportunity that you should grab.
Okay.
So if you are spending your time on the internet just to make noise, just to gossip, just to watch football and what have you, wasting it, you are wasting an era, an opportunity. So the awareness is to let people understand that what you have with you is what you should embrace to change your life. It's as simple as that. That's why we're doing the awareness part of it. Again, the awareness will also help some companies. There are a lot of people that don't know that they require social media aids. People who do ORM for them, that's online reputation management.
Okay.
Do you understand? The way the governor, for example, engaged my person to help in the online reputation management of his government is how so many companies and so many big guys, in quote, should engage people to do that. Because when they do that, it will help to cut out rumors, fake news, and bad names.
Okay.
So the awareness is to tell the people, you have opportunity here, why not use it? Instead of going to a of complaint, why not stay in your house and get the thing done? Okay. So that is why we're doing the awareness.
That's awareness. Then you also talked about, self
development,
yes.
value orientation. That is one area where we have a gap. Even our pursuit for formal education has made us to leave the all-important informal education. So we have a lot of graduates that are not employable.
Yes,
you put it out there that there is job opportunity. People will come there asking you a question, interviewing instead of interviewing them. Do you understand? So we felt that there is need, before we arm the young people in Anambra State, for example, with digital skills, there is need to cover that gap, which is self-development. Okay. By the time we expose the young people on the right approach to develop themselves, they will come out stronger. So if you are giving them anything tomorrow, they will use them effectively. They use them not just how to solve their personal problem, but how to solve the problem. Because remember, we're not trying to train just artisans or traders or what have you. We're trying to bring out the entrepreneurial spirit in everybody. So there is need to develop them, develop the right minds. So the self-development focuses on who are you, what is your destination? How are you seeing things? And then the kick of blame. When we were growing up, we go to debate. There's what we call kick of blame. For every issue that affects you, we cause it one way or the other. So we find out, is it my parents' problem? Is it the government problem? Is it my problem? So we need to learn how to share the kick of blame. Okay. So we know where I'm going to improve, where the government will improve, where the people will improve. Okay. So the self-development focuses on these four things. Who are you? What's your destination? How do you see things and positive living, and then the cake of blame. Okay. When we are done with that, then we now move into value orientation. Why are you here? Why are you even on Anambra? Why are you in your society? Why are you from Abaga? For taking myself as example, why are you on Aguleri? Because we have a society where young people are beginning to believe that they are born where they are born, so that their family will help them.
Okay. Yeah,
nobody is thinking probably. Yeah, nobody is thinking probably I am born here because I need to help these people.
Okay.
Because that's the idea where many of us say, we are aspiring to be true Christians. Christ came to help. So you are supposed to be born in a place that you think of how to help. So that mentality of being born here to be helped is what increases frustration. It's what brings aggression and what leads to depression. Okay. So if you do detailed work on that, why are you here? People will understand that there is no need living with FAD. That's frustration, aggression, depression. And if you check the dictionary meaning of FAD, F-A-D, It has to do with trendy things.
What is in vogue?
Do you understand?
Yes.
And you see a lot of young people living in what is in vogue, not even living with the real things on ground, but what is in vogue. And that is why at the end of it all, that a small thing will happen to you, suicide, because you fall into depression. So we use that value orientation to tell people, expose them, let them find out why they are here. Probably we will have some messiahs with us without them knowing, and then teach them how to drop FAD, frustration, aggression, and depression, and then embrace what we can pave. In fact, the idea of doing everything, going through training, going through school, having mentors, and living legacies to pave our way. Now, the question is, what is that pave? The pave stands for patriotism, advocacy, volunteering, and empowerment. It's a common saying that if you don't like your lecturer, you fail the subject. A lot of young persons will tell you, I can still fail this, I can still pass. Yes, but if you check the resources you waste to pass a subject, by a lecturer that you hate, you notice it would be better for you. You like your lecturer and then pass the subject. You understand? So if we don't understand that there is need for us to stand at attention while they're singing the national anthem, why do we want to get something good from Nigeria? If we don't understand that the duty is for us to paint Nigeria right, how do we want to get good things from Nigeria? If we don't understand that the Anambra, like for example, when the governor came, one of the first things that the governor did that endeared him to the minds of every right thinking Anambra was giving Anambra identity. We're having anthem, having 10 shared values, having a logo and what have you. It gave Anambra identity.
So it's like rebranding.
Exactly. And it's people with the right orientation that we appreciate the significance of those things. That this is who you are. This is what the nation is. So if you're not patriotic, you won't do that. And that patriotism moves into determination and passion.
This has been interesting talking to you, but you know what? We'll take a short break now, and then when we come back, I'm sure the conversation will be more interesting. Welcome back, and thanks for being with us. Just before the break, Engineer Ifeanyi, we were talking about, I love the word you said about, pave your way and then getting out of depression. One of the major fears most people have, especially people that are not really enlightened about the digital space, is fraud. Is 419, which seems to be what a lot of youths are using. You see people, I think it's called the Yahoo boys. You see people carrying laptops. They're calling people, writing letters, sending out letters. And how does this not make it easier for them? Or does it not create an open door for people to have this kind of access?
Well, just like every other crime, most times people that engage in crime are either those who are ignorant, or those who are cowards, or those who don't have the right information. So what we are doing is actually exposing people to the right thing to do on the internet, to the legitimate things to do. In fact, one of the courses in our curriculum is online fraud. And what that course tried to do is tell you what the cybercrime law says. Tell you the dangers of getting involved with that. And again, we have cybersecurity as a program. So if you learn cybersecurity also, you then know how to stop all those guys that do those fraudulent things. So we don't see, as digipreneurs, we don't see what the activities of the Yahoo boys and co as a danger. We see them as challenges that we should find a solution to. Do you understand?
But does it mean that also having knowledge about digital space can make, let's use me for example, I really don't know anything about Yahoo. Then if I say I come and I learn the digital entrepreneurship, can it make me prone to knowing how to get involved?
No, there are two different things. There are two different things. When you come to the church, for example, some persons are inside the church, some are outside. You can't even compare what they do with what we are doing. Yes, we're talking about the digital space and all the opportunities in it. That one is just a set of persons who have not even got to that space in the digital world. Do you understand? It's like they are picking the crumbs on the way before they get to the main place. So it's not related at all. The only thing we do that's related to it is that we have a program that exposes you to those dangers, saying this is a dangerous thing. Don't do this. Don't do that. And again, we have a course, cybersecurity, that will now tell you how to stay clear from people hacking your account, because a lot of persons are losing their online accounts because some of these guys are using it for what they know. So you need to also learn how to protect your account. And the digipreneur, like I told you, is a very simple thing. You don't need to be computer literate to do that.
I was going to ask
you don't need to learn
when you're talking of phones and computers, what you feel you're not literate enough?
There are things that people are using already. You don't need to be computer literate to use your phone. The simple thing, explanation to this is like saying, we are creating awareness to let people know that this phone that you bought some amount of money, that you're using to just answer calls and send WhatsApp messages, you can actually use it to do this, that, and that.
Okay.
And again, that you that is in Obaru, for example, and you are complaining every day about bad markets to the goods you have, you can actually use your phone to start a market.
Okay.
You can use the Facebook that you waste down there to start a market. You that is in university and you are complaining that your father in main market does not send you money again because of bad market, you can use your phone and start e-market for your dad. So it's like telling the people that you have the solution to the challenges you have.
In your hands.
Do you understand? Somebody in Anak, for example, have a lot of good things that he's doing that someone at Nnewi doesn't know. But with the digital tool, you can bridge that.
Okay.
Take, for instance, we built Anambra Square for the 21 local governments we have in Anambra State. You know, if you think of the old system of village square where people come gather together and then discuss things of common interest and crack jokes, that was what we did. On WhatsApp, just on WhatsApp, the same WhatsApp that people use to forward both real and real messages, which is not very good. We created squares, Oka North Square, Oka South Square, Ajikoka Square for the 21. The idea of creating that square is to have in each local government about 250 persons who are interacting about the matters of the local government. If there's anything that the government is doing, we'll drop it there for them.
Yes.
They send feedback, we'll bring back to the ministry that is supposed to take charge of that. So it's the same thing that we're talking about. That is using the digital space to disseminate information and get feedback. We can actually use the same thing again to market goods. If you go at a time when where the government went to somewhere in Omasi to put borehole there, courtesy of the cafe of the wife of the governor of Anambra State, we discovered that okra, for example, a basket of okra there is about 200 naira. It's in the same Anambra State, Anambra North Senatorial District. But somebody in Oka here we'll be buying okra about few pieces
for the
same amount.
Yes.
So what is the difference? What could happen? It's a simple thing. If we have somebody there that's using his phone to do that business, either by putting it on there for people to pick, or even to use it to coordinate the drivers that will be picking it, bringing it here. It's there. So the digipreneur is not a magic. It's not something you go to the classroom and sit and start learning courses from beginning to the end. No.
Okay.
It's just to open up your mindset. Open up your thinking pattern for you to understand that you have this power in your palm. Then start using it rightly. Of course, these are the basics form of it. Then there are greater courses that you can then talk about. The cyber security, programming, artificial intelligence. It's all different levels.
And these are all part of the digital
program. Exactly.
You're talking of a program, So tell us about this program that, I know I've gotten a couple of WhatsApp messages from you, and you say, DigiWeek, we're having this. What does that mean? Okay,
there are basically 4 things that we'll do in Digipreneur. First is the virtual platform that will be launched next 2 months. That virtual platform is a place where we'll have all the digital skill set. It's like a shopping mall for all the digital skill sets. You walk in there, anything you need, you walk into the place, you see a shop for ABS, shop for this, shop for that, anything you need. You need a plumber, all you need to do is to pick up your phone and you get it. Okay. You need a barber, anything you need, you just open it up there and you see it. It's a virtual platform, which is coming up. We also have what we call a digipreneur education. That is what we have been discussing about the curriculum. Digipreneur education are programs that we'll do, that we'll run, that will help the people to learn the basics about self-development, value orientation, and then digital skills. Okay. We'll do that in so many ways. We are planning to go to schools. The ABS Film Academy, we're in partnership with them now. They are going to be running certified digipreneur program in the academy. Okay. Some universities are also getting involved about it. We are going to move to secondary schools. Depending on the audience, we also go to speak to events, tech events, and what have you. That is digipreneur education, to create that awareness and then develop the right mindset and arm them with digital skills. Digital skills. We also have what we call Digipreneur Week. Actually it's something that started like a social media hangout, bringing the right minds on the cyberspace to discuss on way forward. But last year we had the first massive one in Anambra State here, Digipreneur Week. Okay. And it's basically getting people in the digital entrepreneurship space from all over the country and outside the country. They come together, we get in the Anambra. Sometimes we have attendance of 1,000 persons per day. They come in there, they are trained on so many digital skills. The one we had last year, we were able to give about 5 million worth of digital tools from our
What
sponsors.
What do you mean by digital tools? What would you say?
Digital tools, for example, for those who are into web development, there are a lot of tools that they give to them to help to aid with that. Just like applications, for example. Some of them might be infrastructures. There might be things like phone or gadgets, but some are actually softwares that will help in what you are doing. What will I use as a common example? If somebody is into a business center, you can say, okay, I'm giving you Microsoft package. As your tool. Do you understand?
Office Word and all these things.
So each of these digital skills that you are doing, there are a lot of apps that people have developed that will give to them, as for free of charge. So, and also we have the digital clubs that we intend to have in all the areas of the schools, communities, to create awareness, to sustain this. Because if we go back to having clubs, vocational clubs, environmental clubs, digital clubs, press clubs, you notice that people, while they are growing up, will be taught, we grow in the culture of doing that. All the things I've done in the media, for example, the only experience I had was being in press club while I was in secondary school. So you need those things down to the grassroots. Yes, exactly. And then with the help, this is the effort that government is making because of the commitment of the governor. Now, we're also reaching out to people who will want to bring this to their communities. We already have 2 persons from NAIL who wants us to be running this at least bi-monthly for the people in that area. It could become a regular thing. And all these things will snowball into having a society that is so conscious of digital space, having young people that are well, trained, have the right mind, have the right orientation, who are more concerned about how to use their creativity to create jobs. Because the society we have here, ask me, it should be a place where people come from all over the world to get jobs. We shouldn't be looking for white-collar jobs. It's not that it's not necessary. There are people that will still be there, but I mean, we have the ingenuity, to have the innate skills, to actually create jobs ourselves. So, and I think the platform is there. Yeah.
I want to thank you so much because not only have you enlightened us about, what's digital, I didn't know much. I've been saying it around and I felt, okay, maybe it was something that only the youths could do. But I know now that it's something everybody can do. You can also have that as a second source of income. And I'm excited that you're also taking it down to the grassroots where we're trying to get people out of the mindset of just having a certificate and then having maybe a certificate. You know how you sabi do something. You can do other things with your with your time and with your phones, and everybody has one. So thank you so much for being enlightening.
Thank you.
Well, with that, we come to the end of the program, Viewpoint. Join us again, same time next week. I'm Ifunaya Amafili.